I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich. Hello everyone, welcome back to another political recap stream after a couple-week gap here on the Moistski Live channel. Joining me to discuss politics, I swear only politics, probably rant a bit, but mostly politics if we get to it, is my delicious, scrumptious co-host, TrupsLP. Say hello, Trups.
Hello, TrupsLP.
Does Trups have a drink today?
I have a Bang Energy. Does that count?
That counts, it totally counts. How is Trups?
Trups is okay.
How was LARP?
I need to have more than one week where I don't leave the house. I'm very much a homebody in that sense.
You're an introvert, are you, in that sense?
Well, not even introvert, because I'll have people over. That's a thing. If,
well, no, but it's on your terms, though, isn't it?
Yes. But I like being in my house.
I get you. I understand that. Because it's your space, it's your comfort zone, your safe. You built that place for you, and your partner, of course.
Yes, it's my comfort.
Your sanctus sanctorum. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So how's your last couple of weeks been? Have you went out?
So I traveled for a wedding. That was a great, it was a good time.
You went LARPing. I don't know if I got that wrong.
LARP was not yet. LARP is next week.
Ah, I got the dates wrong. My mistake.
That's okay. No, last week was the wedding.
Okay, well
that I went to, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Ash was a bridesmaid, so.
Ah, how exciting! Hello in the chat to Credible Threat, Sophie, Charlie, Gemma, Oni, and that's it. Yes, hope you're all well today. I haven't promoted the stream, so if no one turns up,
hang on. Let me at chaos.
Wait, hang on. Is chaos in the chat?
I don't know, but I just know that they asked last week.
Right. Wait, we were here last week? Shit, I forgot.
No.
So I have had a rather interesting last couple of weeks. My dad has been moving out into his RV before he and his partner move into a one of those canal boats because they're going to buy one now. The house sale's gone through. They're downsizing, and he brought this thing over to me. I've got this multi-cutter tool, which is very handy. But they also brought me this box I got in my hands, and my dad's partner was like, "Oh yeah, Meg will love this because he can use." My dad's like, "How is he ever going to use this?" So I don't know. He might find use for it. Inside we have a unused version of Windows 95 with certificate of authenticity, a bunch of instruction books for things I don't own, Windows MEOEM. We have AOL 6.0 and LCD Zorba's Dance Digital Superglue Enhanced CD featuring video. I'm having a bonfire tomorrow. This shit's going on, Matt.
I have an Optimum Online 9.0 disc.
Oh, don't. My dad also brought over an old computer and he said, I need you to find the hard drive on it. Okay. Take it out and destroy it. All right. Would you like me to just show you why? Just destroy the hard drive. Okay. So I was like, So this evening I got back from Norwich because I went to see Glory Hammer last night. By the way, if anyone hasn't seen them live, it wasn't as packed as the last time, but I think it's because they got a newer singer and also because of WhatsApp racist messages. But their brothers of metal supporting them, and it was fucking banging an Arium, which I'd never heard before, and I quite enjoyed them, minus the fact that I lost hearing in my right ear until about an hour ago. So I got back and I took the hard drive out. I showed him what it was first. And I was like, it's the big block right there. I took it out. I'm thinking, oh, surely this would be it'd be a big hard drive. I could probably just plug it into my computer and format it. Check the spin rate on it. Well, that's a bit slow. Okay, can't do that then. Would you like to guess how big the hard drive is?
48. No, 256 megabytes.
80 gigabytes.
That's
That's about the same size as the hard drive I had in my very first computer. And you're telling me to destroy just an 80 gig... Fam, give me a magnet. I can do it in 5 minutes.
You could also set it on fire, I guess.
Well, I'm doing a bonfire, so yes. But I don't want to put that in the bonfire because I want to use the ash to use as a compost activator thing. Mix it in with compost, really handy.
Yeah.
It's good fertilizer. Well. Yeah. That'll be. But yeah, no, I've got this stupid hard drive and I've got to take photos off a computer. I guess the one bonus really, obviously, with the travelling to Norwich and back from Norwich for the gig and all that. Had a few good drinks. But I also read 2 books, which I had to buy the second one because I finished the first one on the journey up. I was quite proud of myself because I haven't had much time to read much recently, so it was a nice little break, and also took my mind off the rather tragic news that we will allude to now, but leave obviously afterwards. Hello, Pete, by the way. Thank you for and Bookworm Magic tonight. Hello, Leona.
Just in regards to that, I've just now she can rest, and that's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah,
that's all that you really need to say about it.
Yeah, you're the third longest reigning monarch in history, the longest reigning monarch in our country's history. You served us proudly with dignity, honor, and respect. And those that have a bad word to say against you only have a bad word to say against you because they're from another country for the most part, or they're so cynical about this country they don't quite understand what you actually did for this country, because they themselves don't actually know what it means to give 70 years of your life for something you love or for something you were born to do. So rest in peace. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We have 2 reasonable topics. One I was actually going to go in this week at Twitter tomorrow, but I'm more than happy for you to go through them anyway. Have you actually got the tweets, by the way?
So which ones? The ones from
Biden's.
I do not have them right now, but I'll pull them up.
I will go and get them for you because I have them all archived.
Lovely.
Right. In my country, we obviously had Liz Truss sworn in as the Prime Minister, which is the last duty of Queen Elizabeth II. I'm now going to give in our tab here. This is all the tweets I've archived, by the way. Have fun with that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I really do want to put. Also, I have the graph for jobs created by President average month, and there is one of my tweets I think in there saying jobs created or regained.
Oh yes, I saw that. I liked that.
Have you seen me? I've been replying to some of his tweets.
I've been enjoying that. Quite a bit.
To everyone in the chat, hello. Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining us. Smash the like. 5 likes, please. Come on, we're better than that.
Hang on.
We in the United Kingdom, though, we do have a new Prime Minister in the form of Liz Truss. Liz Truss is not the person I thought would win, but she has the backing of the older members. Because she's I don't actually know how to describe her. Because, to be honest, she started off as a Liberal Democrat, then became a Conservative. She was a Remainer, but then became a Leaver, to become a Remainer, but a Leaver. She's a massive flip-flop. That's what she is to me. I watched her do PMQs this week, her first ever PMQs. I've never seen someone speak so slowly that didn't have Down syndrome.
So I saw one of my favorite comments, and it was a bit of a shock because I didn't know this happened. So Theresa May made a tongue-in-cheek comment saying, "What do you think that the only 3 women to ever hold prime ministership were women?"
Conservative, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I know what I meant to say.
Labour and Labour have only ever elected North London, white men from North London.
Yes, that was the other part of that comment. Yeah,
I remember it now. I remember seeing that, and I will admit, it got a fucking point. Come on, you can't tell me about the working class people Fuck's sake. Keir Starmer's only loose connection to any of the working class is that he went to Reigate Grammar School. I lived in Reigate. I went to school there.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, it's nothing special. It's just a shit school. That's the nearest he has a connection to it. The man has money, all right? Corbyn, a career politician who claims he's anything but. Motherfucker's been in the Commons for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Blair was there for ages. He really was. Gordon Brown for ages. Okay, he was Scottish. I'll give him some credit there. You had Ed Miliband, who was in charge of Labour when Cameron destroyed him. He was in Parliament for a while. He's in freaking Keir Starmer's shadow cabinet. Come on. I will admit, though, it is interesting that they've elected another thing. That's the one. So that's the thing. If Sunak won, Labour can't claim certain racial disparity issues because Rishi Sunak being a person of colour. Liz Truss's first thing she did when she got inaugurated, or whatever you call that procedure, she obviously set her cabinet. The three most powerful positions are the deputy, are the Chancellor, and the Foreign Secretary. Home Secretary, maybe? I don't know. Well, not one of those three offices is occupied by a white man. That's the very first time, and people had to mention this. I couldn't care less. I still find it funny that the Deputy Prime Minister, Theresa Coffey, is it Theresa Coffey? Something Coffey. She once laughed at people who are starving. That's who you have as deputy. Bravo. Just fantastic. The other two, I haven't got a fucking clue who they are. I don't know who they are at all. It's just, Oh, by the way, Liz Truss also is not someone you can... she can't use home values because while she was a politician and has children with her husband, she cheated on her husband with another guy in Parliament. She's still with that man, though. But, they worked it out for the kids. That's what they did. So she can't use that, which is that's a very American thing, you know what I mean? Come from a good, wholesome family kind of thing. She can't do that. The only thing she has going for her is that she has the backing of a chunk of her party. However, of the 180,000 people that are members of the Conservative Party that could vote, 30,000 didn't vote. If those 30,000 voted either way, she would have gotten a bigger majority or Sunak would have won. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so you said she's a flip-flop. Does she have any position that she maintains?
It's not flip-flop in that respect. Brexit was the one where you couldn't be certain because she really was old. But she originally was. She campaigned in 94 for the Liberal Democrats. She was in favour of abolishing the monarchy, in fact. Yeah. She only while at university then switched to being a Conservative. Let's see. The only thing she's done for certain is she's put a energy price cap in of $2,500 a year. So instead of what it was going to go up to of $6,000 in January, but how's she going to do that? You ask. By borrowing a shitload of money to give to the energy companies to levy. Now, granted,
yes, of course.
What she believes the way to stimulate the economy and get things growing, which could in turn help, is by not by doing a windfall tax. Labour think if we tax them off their profits, then if we tax their profits, then what we have here is money to spend. The problem there is they'll just move out of the country. Some companies that went to Germany because of Brexit have come back because of costs in Germany. Well, we don't want to lose their business. Was it JP Morgan? I think it was. Something like that. They came back because it's cheaper to be here. We want them here. Problem is, I don't believe borrowing is the way forward either, because then we got more problems for the taxpayer in the future. Now, granted, Liz Truss is more than likely only going to be Prime Minister until 2024, where she will undoubtedly be voted out. Because I don't see how she's going to win. She's the fourth leader of the Conservative Party in 12 years. Or, in this instance, the third in 6 years. It's not a good look.
Yeah, you guys aren't doing too hot when it comes to holding down your prime minister.
It's not really. Well, it's like the Republicans. You have a leader, and then you can't seem to stay there. You just think, well, now we need to sabotage.
I see.
Conservatives are very much like that. That's why Margaret Thatcher got screwed over by her own party and walked out. It's the same thing every time. Conservatives, they screw each other over every time.
How lovely.
They just can't seem to stay there. The only person they ever did stay solid for was David Cameron. And maybe John Major, but to be honest, he didn't really serve much at all, really. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, really. Liz Truss, she during the referendum for Brexit, she voted Remain. She went viral in 2014 because she made a speech about cheese and pork. Because, you know, you have to promote these things. Okay. This matters, by the way. I couldn't care less.
I trust you. I
yeah.
Can't
this
tell
is
you
the thing.
why yet. But...
She doesn't like being compared to Margaret Thatcher. Even though she kind of she speaks a bit slow, like Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was known for taking her time with what came out of her mouth, and that's what Liz Truss did during PMQs. Hello, Sina, hope you're well. Anyone else I've missed? Fubar Freak, hi. She just, I get the impression she comes across like that, and you've got to give everyone a fair chance, absolutely. But when you sound like you're intentionally trying to be patronising, and your only way to get us out of problems is to create further problems long term, while claiming to be thinking long term, but actually you're thinking short term, chances are you're a retard.
Well done.
Oh, sorry, am I not allowed to say the R word?
I don't care.
No. It's people on social media are very sensitive about that word now. Oh, you got to cancel them. I don't care. If you want to watch PMQs and listen to how someone speaks and understand that I'm right, Theresa May supports her, and that's great. Theresa May, though, was much better on that microphone than this first outing for Liz Truss, and I'm a tad concerned. Obviously, everyone's calling for a general election straight away. That's not going to happen. That's not how our democracy works. Also, you can't dissolve Parliament yet because our new king has not been coronated yet. Therefore, you can't do it. Also, this nation is going to go through a period of mourning. Therefore, it won't happen. You can't call an election, I'm afraid. It's just such a... well, you could, but it's such a very odd time. I don't know the protocol. Don't forget here, Liz was my entire life and more. I've not been through a coronation. I've not been through any of that, so I don't know the procedure. I do know the procedure for that. I don't know how it impacts Parliament and calling for a general election. In the context of what's happening now, though, I would say while I understand that the cost of living is a huge issue, and I fully understand it because I feel it, perhaps for a moment, just not yet. You have to, unironically, while some claim to be experts at long game and not being, and others being impulsive, you're going to have to give it a bit of time. That makes any sense.
Well, yeah, it does, because, like, yes. Well, the other thing is, like, I kind of understand why some of your people would be, like, really gung-ho about trying to get an election in, is because they don't actually care about the situation that the country is facing.
Well, there is that. But they called for it before she died. They called for it before.
Yeah.
So I think they also believe that at this moment, the Conservatives are at their weakest. The thing is, you're calling for an election, right? Guess what? This is what happens next. If you got an election right now, right, it takes up to 12 weeks. During that time, Parliament's dissolved, or it takes up to that long. It'd be at least 4 to 8 weeks, okay? Right? During that time, Parliament's dissolved, everyone's campaigning. The cost of living is going through the motherfucking roof. No one's a winner at that point because no one's dealing with the problem because the problem is getting worse. Both of them would borrow more money to deal with the issue, with one adding it up or adding more to it by taxing those companies that will then just leave the country. Liz Truss also thinks we need to tap more into our North Sea reserves, which, we need to use them. We don't have the resources. But also fracking needs to come back. Now, in this instance, believe that it needs to be explored as an option because we don't have enough energy to keep the bills down. but also the energy companies now know they can just keep on fleecing the people anyway. So we need to find a way to offset it. Labour want to buy back the energy companies and reduce the bills entirely. Not part of the EU, so it is a possible thing to do because we're not having to abide their rules on everything, even though our rules are better anyway. But it would be, more plausible, as it were. I think it's a worthwhile thing to explore in this context because we do need to do something. And also more nuclear. Because, like, for example, we've been... I think they're going to be building more nuclear power plants in Scotland. And it makes sense, to be honest. You know, you can just convert one of the distilleries up there into it. It'll be fine. You have Johnny Walker three-eyed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, or a nice bottle of Highland Park Green Edition. Or a nice bottle of Bunnahabhain with an unpronounceable Gaelic name, which I've got a bottle and it's spelt not the way it sounds. It's pronounced right? Not even a joke. It's literally pronounced that. But it's spelt Toiteachadha.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, 3 words. Toy. But nuclear edition.
Yes, quite.
Limited run. It's made of the water that came out of the nuclear power plants. If you had the balls...
I don't know if I want that.
It's not actually bad to drink, you know. Oh, it's too funny. But yeah, if she explores the fracking and we invest more in nuclear, the options become a little bit more palatable. Obviously, we don't have much in the way of space to continually rely on nuclear, because obviously after 10 years they're kind of useless. But I think that we need to consider these options because you don't have any other way forward. Unless you would like to go crawling and snivelling and grovelling back to Putin and say, can we have some of your gas, please?
Can we have your shit?
Les. But yeah, Liz Truss, new Prime Minister, speaks slow, and she's only been here for a couple of days, so I know that she has met King Charles, who's King Charles III, for those who don't know. And for those who want to note, just additionally, Camilla becomes Queen Consort, not Queen. Consort is a very important aspect to add to that. She's not Queen. Don't be stupid.
Right.
It's just a formality thing. You can't make someone that's not. No, she cannot be called the Queen because she's not direct descendant. Consort has to be there. So yeah, that's about it really. She's had a few days and nothing really exciting going on because obviously Queen passing away. She's got to quietly now get on with this energy issue. And if she's going to be borrowing as much as I think she's going to be borrowing, while claiming to want to do low tax, I have a sneaky feeling in my future I'm going to be paying a shitload of tax, more than I would ever dream of paying, to pay back for what's going to be done in 2 years worth of damage. Because it's going to be over, I think it was estimated 150 billion, which in our country is a lot of money. Compared to your, I know your budgets are a little bit bigger.
Well, right now our budgets are very similar right now, so, or at least our money, our currencies are very similar right now.
Yes, but your budget, federal budget's a little bit bigger than ours. Although I do like it when your currency's not worth as much, because when I get paid by YouTube, my money's worth more.
Yeah, that would help. I guess the rest of your government may not be too thrilled about it, but
I don't care because it's the only time I ever get any money. So that's about it really with them. What do you think about us having a new prime minister?
So I'm kind of wondering if I should start taking bets on how long she lasts. What was Boris in for? Like
3 years.
A year and a half?
No, he got 2019.
What? Really?
Yeah, 2019. He beat Corbyn easily, and then he's had 2021. He's been in maybe 3 years, maybe 3.
Oh. God, time is
same amount of time is
still pretty weird.
I mean, same amount of time as Theresa May, to be honest. The only difference now is she's guaranteed only 2 years, really, because of general election in 2024. I don't think she'll be stabbed in the back because she's got the support of the majority of the party members in Commons. Not by many. Most of them are just the old ones who are like, she's pretty blonde though. It's not racist at all that the older people gravitate towards the white woman at all.
Oh,
yeah, not the young guy with slightly darker skin who was very young, very optimistic, very good on the microphone, very pleasant. Actually, when he spoke, it was a lot easier to understand what he was trying to say because he wasn't trying to actually openly, quite clearly patronize you. But yeah, I by the way actually would have rather he won, but only because on the microphone he was vastly more easy to understand, simpler to understand. Hello, Morris Mine. I hope you're well. So Biden.
Yes. Okay. So because we're kind of playing a bit of catch up here, I have to talk to everybody about the
Milk Lump. Thank you very much for the $20 donation. That was incredibly generous of you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And look, that's worth more money for you.
Cha-ching! Coffee link there if you want to support me.
Yeah. Because remember, YouTube takes 30 or 40% of super chats.
Something like that, yeah. Hey, it's still money. It's fine. I appreciate it.
But we appreciate it regardless.
We do.
Anyways, yes. Okay. So the Hitler speech that everyone was seeing a picture of Biden in front of a podium with his fists raised, and he was behind, in front of a red background, flanked on either side by Marines.
The fucking...
It wasn't a Photoshop.
Oh,
that was real.
I thought it was for a bit. I couldn't stop crying. The memes, man. There were so many. I love that all people said the same thing. You're just offended at what he said. Like, no, look at what he's got around. And they're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. You sure about that? Because you were you were memeing on Trump as being Hitler for years, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Who's killed more people now?
Still Obama, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, good scrub.
Which, I guess that actually also means Biden, actually.
To an extent it does, yeah. Does to an extent.
Together, yeah.
Hey Lisa, hello True King of Scotland. Hope you're all well. I did like that meme though. The memes are good.
Oh, the memes were fantastic. I fully support the memes. So yes, our president
Supreme Leader
channeled his inner
Supreme Leader. Yeah.
Emperor. Channeled his inner Mussolini, his inner Hitler.
Inner Stalin, inner Lenin, inner Mao.
Well, you'd think, right? Like, okay,
Goebbels.
All literary devices considered, right? That is exactly how one describes or presents an evil dictator. Like, I liken it back, right? I hearken it back to thinking about V for Vendetta. When Chancellor Sutler is being talked about by V, saying an up-and-coming young politician, and you see him, he's shaking his fists in front of the red and black, right? Like, this is very common literary devices to explain, hey, this person's a bad person. Apparently, not everybody got that fucking memo because they let him do that. Now you might be thinking, if you didn't see the comments around it after the fact, oh well, the optics may look bad, but the substance of what he talked about couldn't have been that bad.
Do you know
right?
why? Do you know why they did that?
Which part?
The whole background and actually knowing.
No, I have no.
I know why.
Clue.
I know why.
Oh,
because there's no. This is just further proof that there is no one in mainstream media or anywhere else is willing to actually shit on him, so he can get away with doing anything. It's their way of saying, look, you can't touch us.
Yeah, I guess. But even CNN, got a little scared of the thing because somebody had actually clipped the moment when they adjusted the hue and saturation on the feed to turn it to pink.
Oh, God.
And somebody actually has the clip of them swapping that color palette, like, in real time.
Oh, no.
And it's very, very obvious because he also had an American flag directly behind him. And everybody knows what color the fucking American flag is, and it's not magenta.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure we haven't really done pink as our national colors.
You tell me your country's not gay, really gay, super duper gay.
I mean, we're pretty gay. We're more gay than Saudi Arabia, at least.
Yeah, you are.
Definitely more gay than Saudi Arabia. But then who isn't nowadays?
Me,
okay,
I'm asexual.
But yeah, you might be thinking to yourself, well, the context of the speech.
No one listened to the fucking speech because they saw Mussolini on a fucking stage.
While very true, as it turns out, some people did listen to the speech.
They did?
And it didn't get better.
That's because no one actually expects him to be able to talk.
Well, unfortunately, the things he decided to talk about were things like how Trump supporters and individuals, the MAGA Republicans,
they're chuds.
Well, kinda. That they are, how do I put this nicely? Enemies of the states, essentially.
A threat to our democracy.
Yes.
I
mean, look, man, not even CNN was able to shield you from you. And somebody on his team literally had to go, yeah, this is good. I like how this speech flows.
Whoever his speechwriter is, they actually need to be fired. First of all, I was surprised he went for as long as he did. Hello, Teddy, hope you're well. But actually, how the feck... Hello, Chaos as well. How on earth did he manage to speak for so long without completely falling apart? Because that's kind of his thing.
You could consider what he said as falling apart.
Thing is, though, but how clear was he when he was saying it? Considering others, what I mean is, considering other things where he's just sat there and he's talking and also he's going, what he said to be American is.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did have plenty of stutters in there.
Yes.
So I guess you're not completely incorrect there.
Not what?
I said you're not incorrect there.
I think it just falls in. I think he was a bit more. Clear than usual. Clearly more passionate. Maybe they're giving him some super male vitality and a can of Monster.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely some amphetamines.
Brain force
going on there. Yeah. But yeah, so everyone kind of looked at the situation, having called the MAGA Republicans as a threat to the democracy, and how their beliefs are what is currently, the danger to this country at the moment. Now, he around the same time, I'm not gonna say at the same time, but around the same time, I don't know who's in control of his Twitter account. But he's been going off on Twitter for the last couple weeks. So I'm gonna
has he been, or has his interns been?
Well, okay, look, we're going to attribute that which has his name on it to him.
Well,
because it's the most charitable that I can be, realistically speaking.
You're being nice, yes.
So we'll start off strong, which was the August 30th. I am determined to ban assault weapons in this country. I did it once before, and we will do it again.
No, we didn't.
Well, yes, correct. But additionally, the ban that he put in, right? It's actually, if you look at the number of mass shootings that occurred around that time, it actually ended up going up after that bill had passed.
Yeah.
And now they'll have made the comment that said, oh well, once the National Firearms Act, once that had lapsed, then more mass shootings had actually gone up. Now, I did save a tweet here somewhere. Hold on. Because somebody had actually gotten that whole all of that information out for me.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while I'm scrolling on through there, because I'm apparently inundated with a whole bunch of fucking Keffels liked.
Wait, I didn't give you
Keffels
Keffels
drama.
did I?
What? No. I on my likes have a whole bunch of comments, which is very, very entertaining. Honest.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I did a video on the Keffel stuff on my second channel because I wanted to put it on the main channel, but I didn't have the time to. And then I put it on the second channel, and I was like, it's 13 minutes. I got 4.5K, and I was like, for fuck's sake, it should have gone on the main channel.
Here it is. Here it is. Yes. Mass shootings went down from 4 in 1993 to 1 in 1994, and in 2004 they tripled. So when did they start peaking significantly is actually the latter of the 2009s. So when the firearms, what was it, the assault weapons ban in 1994, you had one mass shooting. Then 95, you had 1, 2, 3, 5 in 1999.
Okay.
1, 1, 0. And at 2004, we had 1. And then when we get back to 2004, then we have 2 in 2005, 3 in 2006, 4 in 07, 3 in 08, 4 in 09. And once you hit 2012 is when you start getting 7, 5, 4, 7, 6, 11, 12, 10, etc.
That's a bit dangerous.
So something about these numbers don't entirely add up for it. It does not bode well for what he's trying to say, because you'd expect a reasonable downturn and then a follow-up that would maybe not have 1999 in place, where 5 occurred, which was the most until fucking 2012.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh dear.
This is from the Statista.com. So,
is this some of the stuff that I linked to, or is this something else?
No, this is a Steve Holland, some rando. But here, I post here as that. So that was his August 30th. So it, can't go on. Can't go too bad for that, right? Well, Meg pokes his head in. He goes, "I wish you the best of luck in that endeavor."
Oh, don't! Fuck's sake! People are so dumb. Okay, I was being sarcastic. How can I had to literally say it again? I had to retweet it later and go, "By the way, I was being sarcastic, but thank you for this."
Yeah,
dipshits.
Yeah, I wanted to poke fun at that because the other two one of the two that you had linked to me did include your follow-ups.
Honestly, it's so irritating.
Including one guy who goes, "How soon we forget that the vast majority of people who have used them in these horrific mass shootings acquired them legally." Yes,
but that still doesn't change my point. Criminals will commit a crime anyway.
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't matter if they got it legally. They'll do it if it's illegal.
You're not a criminal until you commit a crime.
That too.
Like, you're not a bad person for owning a firearm. Or even not always when you shoot somebody.
Oh, unless it's semi-automatic or automatic.
When you go out and shoot innocent people.
I have
who are not harming you.
I have a semi-automatic Nerf gun. Or I have an automatic Nerf gun as well. Is that deadly weapon?
Well, a fun story about that. I actually saw a TikTok where somebody brought a Nerf gun to a gun range, and the gun store employees were very, very excited for him to fire it down range. They thought it would be very fun.
Yes.
So no.
I did a little Nerf when I came back from Stratford last weekend, or the weekend before. Me and a friend of the family bought Nerf guns. He bought one. I bought a Fortnite one, electric power. It's not more of a sniper thing because it suits my style. I'm a very accurate shot. He though brought one that holds 32 shots, 2 barrels on either side of the main center of the gun. Right. On the front of each of them, they have 8 each, so 16 shots facing you. Right. where it has a lever, so it can flip them 180. So both then have another 16 shots, and then it's a pull lever underneath, like one of the old rifle guns. Yeah, and underneath it's like near the trigger. You pull it out, and then pull it back in.
Yeah, it's a repeater.
Is that what it's called? Okay, and you can fire up to 4 shots in one pull of a trigger, and it's deadly. It hurts. Mine's accurate. His hurts. And we had a little Nerf war in the garden with it. It was a lot of fun because he was on the roof of my sister's cabin and firing down on me while I was hiding behind a small freaking picnic table, and there I am popping him off at his head. It was fun.
I love Nerf story. This story is great.
Oh, I love Nerf wars. I actually just bought another Nerf gun.
Honest to God, like, there are moments where I'll go through TikTok and I get a bunch of Nerf TikToks sometimes, and it's like, don't show your boyfriend, don't show your husband, and I just think to myself, I'm like, man, I want that shit. I'm a child at heart, man.
I'm gonna show you what I've just bought.
Oh, good.
It's a little unconventional. I don't know how to describe it, so I'll put it on the server, and you can describe it to me. I'm sure you'll.
Okay.
Hang on, where did I just put the picture? There it is. Describe what that is.
That is a fucking belt-fed minigun. Okay. that is a belt-fed minigun Nerf edition.
How many shots does that have? Say there.
48.
Yes.
Which I want to point out is really fun for the 48 shots. But I will tell you, it is not going to be fun to put them all back.
I am going to make all of them count. I'm going to stand on top of my sister's cabin. I'm going to rain mother-fluffing, spongy fire.
That is amazing, actually.
I'll have to show you a picture of his as well, because it's brutal. His is brutal.
But yeah, so the other, because I'm currently very much on the incorrect fucking tangent now. There are other posts from Biden that yes, okay. Here's one from September 7th that says, "Those who love this country must be more committed to saving our democracy than the MAGA agenda is to destroying it." Yes. I don't know if he's fully aware, but it is actually the Democrats who have talked about things like, oh, I don't know, let's get rid of the Senate because it doesn't represent, the population differences, which is entirely the purpose of the dual house system, by the way. Yeah. They are the ones who have wanted to pack the courts. They are the ones who have talked about actively deplatforming their political rivals. So I really want to stress, this is not, this is not something that we as conservatives are advocating for. This is your side, right? This is all of y'all over there doing your thing. And I don't think they get it. I don't think they get it. Unfortunately.
Very much so. I'm loving the tweets, by the way, from his account, because it's very strange to me that we're getting a lot of tweets, very hard, very fast, very short, very concise, but very toxic. Especially, and I'm going to say it, the very first thing he said when he was inaugurated was, now we need to go through a time of healing and unity. And now he is doing it through alienation by essentially saying, by the way, 78 million of you are fucking MAGA chud toxic cunts.
Well, of course.
By the way, Nerf guns on server.
Yes, I know, I saw them. I'm trying not to let my ADHD take hold.
Embrace it.
No, we will never fucking get to our point. I will literally die on this hill.
They're good, aren't they?
I mean, they look like fun as fuck.
They are, right? They are.
Yeah.
That's the fun part if it's not raining.
That first one underneath the minigun is disgusting.
Yeah, honestly, that thing hurts. Right?
That is like a fucking just.
You pull the green lever back, and that flips both those barrels over, and that orange lever near the trigger is what you then use to cock your gun up with. It's top heavy. It's also top heavy at the front end as well. A bit heavy at the front.
Oh, good. That means you get to lean it back.
Oh yes. Carry on, though. Carry on.
Yeah, quite. Anyway, so all right, let's keep going. There's still some more. Interesting things. We understand something that MAGA Republicans in Congress don't.
You do?
Wall Street didn't build this country. Working people did. I want to remind everybody that
they donate Democrats...
Oh.
Wall Street donate billions to Biden's campaign.
Oh, yes, of course they do. I mean, okay, let's ask everybody, think long and hard. The most well-to-do, companies, right? The ones that you
Nothing
would
in
think
Detroit,
to
then.
yourself.
Nothing in Detroit, then.
Well, definitely not. But think to yourself long and hard about, what individuals own, business companies, property in places like Irvine, California.
That's very specific.
Irvine is the tech center, by the way, in case you don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this.
It's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's Blizzard, it's Microsoft, it's places like this, which are the ones who are taking a strong, usage of that area.
Really?
Now, those are some of... Oh, yes, of course, Jeff Bezos, owner of the Washington Post. Let's also not forget him. Now, of course, yes, it's true. Conservatives, I put that in quote, have, I guess you could consider, what's-his-face on our side, Elon Musk. Yeah. But realistically speaking, he's kind of just his own dude.
He's pretty much just on his own on that one. He's not really... He has been shitting on Biden on Twitter. I did archive some of his tweets, I believe.
Yeah, and he does do that. That's perfectly fine. But he's more of just an independent guy than, in my opinion, like an actual, like a conservative.
Oh yeah, he's very much an independent. I don't think isn't he openly that though, like centrist even?
Yeah, he's openly like libertarian or like a what's it called, a classical liberal type,
So yes, he's a MAGA chud, of course.
Yeah, of course. Right. That's all of those.
To quote Jacqueline Glenn, if you voted like centrist or third party, you literally voted for Trump. That was something she said in 2016 that made me laugh quite a bit.
Oh, good.
I did fully go for it.
Yes, of course. Is more libertarian than conservative. Yeah, that's a good point. Chaos. Let's see what else he's got here. I'm waiting. I did pass by one in particular because I want to come back to. Let's see. American workers built our communities and powered the engine of our prosperity, and our unions have been the voice of those workers, guiding their path to power. Okay, this is partially true.
Is it?
And I say partially true because unions in the day, back in the day, are responsible for many of the good things that have gone on in our workforce. Actually having a restriction on employers was a major important piece to have, because not every employer was playing nice with their workers.
Shocker.
We had situations where like the t-shirt factory fire where the doors were all fucking locked.
Ooh.
And yeah, that was not a good thing that we had going on. and it was unions that ended up, paving the way for places like OSHA to actually create a system in which we could actually exist in a way that didn't literally kill people.
F.
Yeah, pretty much. Also important to that, unions nowadays, however, have not been the best thing. You have individual unions like the Chicago Teachers Union that refused to go back to work because of the, how would I describe it? The conditions that they had to work under because of COVID.
Well, many people don't like. We got that with Apple as well. Some people, employees, had complained going back would be racist or sexist or something.
Yeah, some people did that. Elon Musk had a bit of an issue with that, where he had individuals who said that they didn't want to go back to work, and he said basically, come back to work or you're fucking fired. Which, I mean, fair. I mean, people have to go to fucking work, bro. Like, the world does not exist in this place where all business, all jobs can be done from home.
Well, that's what a lot of them are arguing, aren't they? They're arguing that they should be allowed to because the market is changing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but we're not introverts living in pajamas, drinking tea, in our bed or something. No, we have to go to a building and do it. Productivity is key here. And while you can argue in some instances it will yield a result, it's not a long-term solution. If anything, it will just lead to more people being isolated.
Well, the thing is, some people can do that. Some businesses have the ability to actually to do those kinds of jobs.
Yeah, right? It's called being a YouTuber, mate.
Yeah, being a YouTuber, being like a on-call person for, what have you, fucking anything at this point, like anything that has to do with you on the phone. Essentially, is a way for you to be able to not have to be at work. But if you're a machine shop worker, you're kind of shit out of luck now, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you're a construction worker, you got to go back.
Get to fuck to work.
Which apparently some people apparently don't feel like working. Now, I want to point out that the people who work in the Tesla machine shops, the ones who actually build the things, not the ones that are like, they make the door in Mexico. I mean, like the actual assembly line where they bring all those pieces in. They need to go to work, right? And if you are part of the team that handles the upholstery of the different Tesla, you need to go to work. Not everybody can do that, green screen commercial where the guy is basically pretending not to, he's pretending to be on a call, and he's actually like, riding a bike through, through the mountains or whatever. Not everybody can do that. Well, Chicago teachers tried to basically keep everybody out of the school while trying to basically, they went on strike, basically. They went on strike for the conditions that they were asking for, and realistically speaking, they didn't deserve nearly as much as they tried to get. A lot of their requests were honestly bullshit. When you are a teacher, yes, class sizes are, super a problem when you are trying to handle a certain amount of kids. But you also need to be able to suck it up and still do your job. Now, if you're talking like 30 plus, I can start seeing where you might want to ask. But 30 plus is pretty standard now, especially for a very densely operated area like, like Chicago. The other thing is, we keep getting teachers, right? We keep getting more and more teachers coming out of school. So clearly something is still driving people to want to be a teacher, but apparently it's not good enough for them to want to stay a teacher. I can't, or actually like do the job of a teacher. I can't necessarily tell. But okay, so these unions, right? Some of them are good.
Okay.
A lot of them abuse their positions as lobbying agencies. If we go to like Biden's situation where the oil workers, those unions that he basically screwed over, yeah, they're not too thrilled. I'm perfectly sure of that, about all the things that he did, and yet he is trying to stand on their shoulders and say, "Oh, look at all these American workers. All these unions are so important." Let me just take away your pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. Or actually, all the people who were supposed to build the wall, those were workers that are the American worker too, but they didn't count either.
So, how many more tweets do we have from Mr. Biden?
I was just going to do the last one. I was going to do the one that I was talking about. I want to be clear. Not every congressional Republican is a MAGA Republican.
Oh, yeah, here's the flip-flop.
I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans, but an extreme set of MAGA Republicans in Congress have chosen to take us backward. Together, we can choose a different path.
The problem with that tweet is, that's his condescending way of saying, I mean, I disagree with you, but we work with you because, we win. He's never indicated he's worked with them when he's been on the losing end.
Well, I mean, if you really want to get really, into it, the bill that he recently passed through,
the bill he got through, or the bill that he signed an executive order on?
No. So basically, it was a 50-50 split in the Senate that was broken by Kamala Harris. It was that almost Build Back Better bill.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. I completely forgot.
Well, it passed with 50-50 in the Senate, which means not even fucking Adam Kinzinger or Liz Cheney voted for it. So, who are the other Republicans that he is actively working with? Because even those people who are arguably fucking, Democrat by all means, they're not even playing ball. So what are you even talking about at that point?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, I think it's fucking insane. Because at that point, you're literally just talking out of your ass. That there's the most charitable I can say. He's actually insane. Now, I also want to point out he demonized everybody else. Right? Everybody else was a MAGA chud or whatever the fuck. You're not part of working together for democracy. You are somehow deficient. You are not one of us. I think even Jean Pierre, the fucking press secretary, was like, if you are part of the minority opinion, then that is extreme. And I even made a tweet about that. I'm like, so the government is extreme is what you're telling me, because U.S. citizens don't feel a need to spy on everybody else in the country.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what you people do. That's what you people in power That's what you do. You established the NSA. You enabled the Patriot Act to spy on American citizens. Obama was the one to drone strike a U.S. citizen in Yemen. Yeah, no, that would make the government extreme.
It would.
Not the people, the government. Which, honest to God, yeah, obviously, this isn't news. Everybody knows that the government always wants to screw you over.
Obviously.
Because they're the government, and you're not. Therefore, they're better than you, I guess.
Certainly an argument in that. Well, they're supposed to be make something that they're above the law, which many governments break on a regular basis.
Oh,
I think they're better because they're the ones.
You did just get rid of a prime minister for that.
They do, well, there is that. They also like to think that because they're the lawmakers, that makes them the authority on everything. They're voted by their constituents, not by the bloody whole country. I'm sorry, don't try us with that shit. And just because you create the rules doesn't mean you don't obey the rules.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, that's exactly what they think.
Yep.
That's
exactly why I said that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, it's
I get salty about it because,
understandably,
I, as a regular person, right?
Yeah.
I'm not anything special. I'm not in the government or anything else like that. But I have to listen to these people basically spout off that they're doing things for my benefit, right? And everything that, well, a lot of the things that the government does is directly contrary to things that I would want. Their requests to get involved with, with the interpersonal lives of people, when they don't hurt anybody else.
Yeah.
When that kind of thing happens, yeah, I get a little upset that they would go out and say, "Oh, we're doing this for your benefit." Yeah, I didn't ask you to. In fact, you could probably fuck right off.
Said with such kindness and patience.
Oh, absolutely. But no, they want to get involved. They want to be that annoyance that is behind every other person's, misery.
Yeah.
They are better than you, and they know it, according to them.
Well, I hope you've all learnt your lesson here. You're not as good as them.
Government.
Told us.
Sorry, I have coffee now.
Oh, you feel better?
I do.
I'm glad you do.
But yeah, well, so that's the shit that we're dealing with.
Is there anything else within this topic you'd like to talk about, or would you like to reach the end of this particular edition?
Well, it's not necessarily about this topic. I know I'm far away. Not this topic per se, but the Trump document thing is still going on.
Oh god, I saw that. Isn't he going to take some people to court now?
Yeah. So the judge who basically granted a motion for a special master to review the documents the FBI took, and essentially that means they want to add a third party to the mix, so that person can basically investigate whether or not all the things that were taken correctly and handled correctly, and essentially the result of that action has stopped the FBI from pursuing any kind of criminal charges.
But I thought he was going to prison. Everyone keeps saying he is. They must be right.
They want the judge's head. I've seen. I follow this one account on Twitter called Bad Legal Takes, and they have been reposting everybody who's like, "This is an impeachable offense for this judge to rule this way." And no,
it's called.
Not.
It's There's a word for it. Something sight. It's meant to happen. It's part of the process.
Oversight?
That's the word.
Well, they don't believe in that.
No, they just think, oh, well, in this instance, because we're in office, law enforcement said this, we believe them!
Yeah, because they're the ones there right now. Yeah, basically.
Otherwise, it'd be like, oh, this is sus, man. This is sus.
Meanwhile, I want to remind everybody that, well, at least I want to remind Democrats that all of those complaints that y'all have made about the government being involved in other countries and whatnot, and the CIA involved in other countries. Yeah, it's the same CIA, it's the same FBI, it's the same alphabet agencies, the same people who are currently the ones that you are standing. And just in case that needs to be reminded of people, that's still a thing. There's still the same bad people.
When are they not?
What do you mean?
When are they not the bad people?
I don't know. When they're actually transparent about what they do. Very unlikely.
With everything they've redacted on those documents.
Yes, quite right. Exactly that, in fact.
It's a bit tragic.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that too. Might as well.
Yeah. Okay. Was there anything else you'd like to touch on, or?
Oh no. That's about it from my end of things.
Okay. Well, Parliament's only just restarted, and of course, in the United Kingdom, we are going to be going through a period of mourning, so there probably won't be too much in the way of political commentary. Trups, I don't believe, is here next week anyway.
Correct.
So we shall be back maybe in 2 weeks' time. I will be doing streams here anyway, research ones, and probably a few drinking ones with my mate Dave, just cause. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you for liking the stream, for engaging in the chat, and for the incredibly generous donation earlier. We really appreciate it. We shall all